This week in Women in Sports, the new addition that helped a Minnesota women's football team secure a national title. And then hear from two new players for the inaugural season of League One Volleyball Minnesota. And later, a group of cancer survivors are on a journey to an international competition. Meet the Dragon Divas as they prepare for an exciting opportunity in France.
WCCO's Women in Sports, sponsored by Franson Bank and Trust.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Erin Hassanzadeh here at WCCO. We are celebrating the highlights of female athletes in this digital segment, Women in Sports. So we'll share news stories with you every week right here as we do our part to give these athletes the recognition they deserve. Minnesota football has championship status, women's football that is. The Vixen cruised to a national title in Ohio this week at 42-14. Susan Elizabeth Littlefield shows us the reason that they made it to the big game.
Never really is, but here we go for the game, for a spot in the championship.
This is the moment.
It's just good, and the walk-off kick to Shin travel to Salt Lake City and take down the Wildcats.
And this is the reaction.
Oh, it was the best feeling ever. I think it was the best feeling in my football career. I think it was the best feeling in career athlete in my life.
And what an interesting life Michaela has. She grew up playing soccer with her brother in Slovakia. She remained an athlete as an adult.
I was playing football in Czech Republic, and then I came to women football camp in Amsterdam, and then I met owners of Minnesota Vixen there, and they were like,
1, 2, 3, hit!
Okay, I think that you are a good fit to our team.
And was she ever? But unlike her Vixen teammates, she had to relocate and then familiarize herself with the American game.
Hit! Get in the gap, Kaylee!
I never seen the game before, so it was just to be honest, I didn't know that in American football you can kick the balls.
And she definitely learned you can kick. She kicked a 39-yard field goal that got the Vixen a ticket to the championship.
I'm just happy for the team because we all work hard for this moment. So it is the best feeling ever.
A feeling she moved a world away to feel.
Hey, last Rob's on D-line!
Football is now her day job, but she has a night job too.
I'm working remotely for a Czech company, so I'm working during night because I have to work during hours my colleagues are working. So it's hard, going to practice with this sleep schedule. I'm always tired. It's I'm not sleeping 8 hours a day like normal people.
But she's figuring it out for the love of her newly found game.
This is it. This is a home stretch. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Here we go. Vixen on 3. 1, 2, 3. Vixen!
Susan Elizabeth Littlefield, WCCO Sports.
And tryouts for the 2027 Vixen team start in September. Well, last year, Nafisa Collier was the WNBA All-Star Game MVP this year. Because of that injury, she wasn't on the team, but the Minnesota Lynx were still well represented. Natasha Howard playing in her third All-Star game. She's a post player for the Lynx and rarely puts up a three, but anything goes in this game, so she splashes from long range. Courtney Williams got hot in the second quarter and hits a buzzer beater. 3 to end the first half, and she scored 12 points in total. And then you've got league MVP candidate Olivia Miles. She's a rookie starter, and she came within 2 assists of a triple-double. Her team won 129-122. And although she's had a stellar first half of her season, Kayla McBride was not one of the All-Stars. She said she did enjoy seeing her teammates play, though.
Yeah, I got a lot of rest this weekend. It was nice. Yeah, Chicago, I still had a lot of fun, seeing everything. Liv's first time, I really took all of that in, but definitely got some good rest for sure.
And a Lynx star made her highly anticipated return to Target Center this week. Even though Napheesa Collier returned to the court last week, this was her first home game since her injury in September. The Lynx extended their win streak to 8 in a row with a score of 100-93 over the Toronto Tempo. Rookie Olivia Miles scored 24 points, plus she added 8 assists and 6 rebounds. Collier had 15 points for her home game return. Kayla McBride scored 18, and Natasha Howard put up 13 points for the team. Well, League One Volleyball Minnesota, part of League One Volleyball's expansion, recently rolled out its new roster. This week, our WCCO morning crew had a chance to sit down with 2 Minnesota stars in the league. Lexi Hart and Sarah Parsons were both standouts in the NCAA. Hear why the pair considers the upcoming season a homecoming.
We got Lexi Hart and Sarah Parsons. Thank you both so much for coming in today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Okay, so welcome home to both of you.
Yeah.
2 Golden Gophers.
2 Golden Gophers coming home. What's it like to come home? Because you're both Gopher standouts, and now you're coming home to play for Minnesota's volleyball team now.
Yeah, it's surreal. I spent 10 years away. I graduated, or my last season was in 2016, where I was a senior, Lexi was a freshman. So
Isn't that wild too?
Yeah, it was crazy. And I spent 10 years away, 7 years overseas, and then I played in Omaha. I had a baby in there somewhere, and then now I'm back playing in Minnesota. It's just, yeah, a dream come true, honestly.
Lexi, for people who might not be familiar with Love of volleyball and Love Minnesota, tell us about it.
Yeah, so obviously Love is League One volleyball. It's professional volleyball here in the States, across the country with some of the best players in the world, and it's really cool because we're able to develop. Also, I'd like the youth kind of see us, which when we were younger, that wasn't a thing, and all of us were overseas, obviously now playing pro, but it's really cool that now we can compete at such a high level post-college, and then now we can have those fans come and support us.
Sarah, I'm curious to know from your standpoint, because you grew up here in Minnesota, so you know what volleyball is like growing up, going up through the ranks, right? To see it finally have a professional team, that's got to mean something extra, because the volleyball community here, it is so supportive.
Yeah, like Lexi said, like we didn't have that growing up. So now to be able to be someone that these young girls get to look up to is a gift for both of us. Huge blessing to, yeah, just be a part of a team. And the growth of volleyball is so big, and it just continues to grow and grow. And so this is like a next step, having professional volleyball here. And so we're both just super excited to be a part of it.
And what's cool is you're going to be playing your games over at Maturi Pavilion.
Just like home.
Right, exactly. I'm wondering, Lexi, what you're most looking forward to about this season.
Yeah, you know, it's true. Minnesota fans are like no other. I'm originally from Kansas City, so when I came here, I didn't realize how much support there was. And like Sarah said, it's crazy. 10 years later, we're playing in the same gym as teammates again. So it's kind of like a full circle moment, you know, but I'm just really excited for the fans to come out and show us why Minnesota is that state, especially when it comes to fans.
And you have some former teammates beyond the 2 of you, right?
Yeah.
How cool. Now, I just want to mention, these 2, they made it to the Final Four.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
they're like a big deal. They're like a big deal. I found this interesting, too, because I think about the Gopher season. That's going to be going on in the fall. But then the Love Minnesota season, that gets started when? In January?
Yes.
How long does that season run?
So it goes from January, and then playoffs will be in April.
Okay, so let's go to the playoffs.
And if people want to come out and watch, I mean, you can just go on the Love Minnesota website. Like, how do they do this? And are there chances for maybe some of the young girls to meet you all? And the young boys, I should say, too.
Yeah, tickets go for sale as we get closer to season, but right now it's just about hyping it up and getting the word out that we're coming back home.
Because I know my kids play volleyball, so I know that they are. I know you're going and visiting a lot of these youth teams and going to see all of that too. So that part of being in the community, I think, is really awesome too.
Congratulations! We cannot wait to see you guys at the pavilion. You guys are gonna have a great season too.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate you guys for coming in. Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
And to get in on the excitement, you can sign up for the Minnesota newsletter and follow them on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Well, a group of Minnesota breast cancer survivors plan to take their paddling skills to France. The Dragon Divas of Minnesota are a dragon boat team of survivors. They are planning to compete in an international breast cancer paddlers Commission Dragon Boat Festival. It's a competition with thousands of survivors representing 37 countries, and we wish them great luck in that endeavor. We are leaving France now and headed to Scotland, where a winner has been crowned in the LPGA Scottish Open. South Korean golfer Shin secured a 2-shot victory to claim the title, and she was ready for it, being that her last LPGA Tour win was more than 10 years ago. The 33-year-old Shin, who won the Texas Shootout in May 2016, finished at 9 under. Shin was in tears after the final putt dropped on the 18th hole and was doused with water and champagne by a group of friends. The Women's Scottish Open comes between the final 2 majors, the Evian Championship and the Women's British Open, starting this week at Royal Lytham and St. Anne's. Well, recently the LPGA also unveiled its new inaugural Nanea Cup. According to organizers, it's an event being held in Hawaii next March, and that includes a mix of pro golfers and collegians. The Cup is set to be held at Nanea Golf Club in Kailua-Kona on the Big Island. Features a $4 million prize, and the field will include 95 LPGA players along with 25 college golfers. Currently, the 5 universities set to represent are Stanford, Texas, Arkansas, Texas A&M, and UCLA. This marks the first professional event held at the course. Well, the men's FIFA World Cup is officially wrapped up, and now it's the women's turn. Well, next summer, we should say. The next World Cup, the women's edition, is set for next year in Brazil. Currently, the top-ranked women's team in the world, Spain, topped England 1-0 in the 2023 Women's World Cup final in Sydney. The memories of 2023 are not so sweet for the United States, which was knocked out of the tournament in the round of 16 by Sweden. Still, the U.S. has won 4 World Cup titles and is currently ranked number 2 globally. Germany, the 2003 and 2011 world champions, are ranked number 3. Qualification for the World Cup is well underway, with 14 teams already securing berths. Brazil, which has an automatic spot as host, has never won the women's tournament. The other teams include Australia, the Philippines, Japan, North Korea, China, South Korea, Argentina, Colombia, New Zealand, Germany, France, Spain, and Denmark. Well, next year's tournament will be the last one with 32 teams before jumping up to 48 teams to match the men's tournament. The 2031 Women's World Cup is expected to be hosted by either the United States, Mexico, Costa Rica, or Jamaica, and the formal decision will likely be announced this November. A change is coming to the world of tennis. The WTA Finals is officially moving from Saudi Arabia to Indian Wells, California this year. The Women's Professional Tennis Tour and Saudi Arabia signed a 3-year deal in 2024 to stage the event in Riyadh. The agreement provided a big increase in prize money, but there were concerns about going back to Saudi Arabia due to military conflicts in the Middle East. Indian Wells will now mark the 7th different venue for the finals since 2018. This year's finals are scheduled for November 8th through the 15th. The WTA boasts the largest payout in the history of women's sports, with last year's winner collecting over $5 million. This year's prize money has not been announced. Well, we appreciate you watching this week's Women in Sports. I'm Erin Hassanzadeh, and we'll be back with more great stories next week.